Are you a woman who's been practicing intermittent fasting, but you feel like things might be stalling out for you and you're not losing weight or seeing any kind of physique changes? Are you dedicated to your zone 2 training and logging those 12,000 steps a day? And again, feeling frustrated because you think you should be losing weight and or seeing some changes in your physique and you're just not. If that is you, today's video is for you. We're going to be talking about fasting long enough, feasting well enough, and training smart enough to help you reach your own personal goals with your physique, your weight loss, and your longevity. Welcome to today's video. My name is Ann Parham. I'm the creator of the online course and community, the Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman, where we take a mindset approach to creating an intermittent fasting lifestyle that you will absolutely fall in love with, so you will stick with it and get the results that you were hoping for. Now, I have been practicing an intermittent fasting lifestyle myself for the past 8 years or so, and I will be totally honest with you, my fasting protocols have changed so much over those 8 years. I do teach a course and I talk a lot about the 20-hour clean fast here because that is what I call the gateway drug to success and really helping us as women heal the relationship we have with food and realizing it is okay to go several hours in your day without a food fix. Now, once you have done the healing part of things, maybe it is the relationship you have with food or the mindset you have around taking care of yourself, or maybe you were just diagnosed with something that kind of crept up on you as you were transitioning through these menopausal seasons, and intermittent fasting has been the thing that's really helped you, but you're ready to take things to the next level. I can tell you that I'm in exactly that place. I have changed and transitioned so many times over the past 8 years or so in my own journey. When I started, I was really sick in my early 50s when I was transitioning out of perimenopause and into menopause, diagnosed with a pre-diabetic condition, brain fog, body aches, all the things that so many women are complaining about in those early stages of menopause and transitioning into that post-menopausal phase. And intermittent fasting and fasting 20 hours a day and really focusing on my personal relationship with taking care of me and the relationship that I had around food really did help me transition into that menopausal season very seamlessly and very easily. And then, like most people, when you start to feel better and some things in your life change, some of the goals and priorities you have for yourself change as well. I am very open about the fact that when I first started intermittent fasting, I gave up exercise for an entire year. Exercise to me was running and strength training. Of course, I kept my body moving, so I did some walking and some low intensity things, but from what I knew exercise to be for me, I gave that up and allowed my body to have an entire year to heal itself with the fasting long and feasting well. So I like to call fasting long, feasting well, and training smart the 3 levers that we want to live our life by so that we can in fact age well. And sometimes we need to vary how we're pulling on or leaning into those levers depending on the season of life that we are in. So if you are a woman who has been fasting long and you got amazing results in the beginning and you're pretty healthy about the food choices that you're making, it might be time for you to amp up some of the things that you have going on in your training lifestyle. For myself personally, I spent this summer, so the months of June and July, doing a lot of walking. My commitment was to stay outside and try to get as much sunshine and fresh air as I could. And it was just really, really hot where I live, so I pulled back on my running and I leaned into some walking. What I know about my body and my physique and how it responds to exercise, walking just doesn't cut it for me. Yes, it's great for getting some mobility in, it's great for getting some movement in, it's great if you're tracking your steps, but it just doesn't change anything about my physique. And that's okay for a short period of time. I amped up my fasting, I really dialed in my feasting. So there was nothing that I really lost other than I just didn't have that dialed in physique that I get when I'm out running. And that might be the position that you are in as well. For a lot of us that use like fitness trackers to track our heart rate, I think we need to come to the realization that one, these aren't very scientific and accurate, and two, most of us don't really understand or know what our true heart rate zones are. So for a lot of people, we're under exercising in effort rather than over exercising in effort, and then when things fall short, we get discouraged and a lot of people end up just giving up. I don't want that to be you. So like I said earlier, there's 3 levers that we really want to think about when we're thinking about the lifestyle approach that we want to live to stay healthy and so that we can look and feel our best and live our most authentic life. The fasting lever. Remember, when we are fasting, we're putting nothing in our body that's going to cause a chemical and or hormonal response if our goal is clean fasting. The longer we fast, the more of a demand we create on our body to get energy from within. That's the beautiful part of fasting. It gives us an opportunity to tap into storage and gives our body an opportunity to enter those stages of autophagy and do the self-healing for us. But there will come a point, especially if you're fasting consistently over time, where your body is going to become healed and there isn't going to be a whole lot of extra in those tanks that we have been draining consistently over time. And this is when we might want to take a second look at the feasting well component of our 3-prong approach. Are we giving back enough to our body in its energy consumption so that we can support what it is that we want to do in our fasting window? The less we have in our tanks, the less our body has to draw off of in that fasting window. That might be why you're hitting a stalled point and you're not able to lose any more weight. Your body just might not have the energy that it needs to make the next shift. I always recommend if you're hitting this stalled out point, it might be a good time to track your macros for a couple of days and just see where your protein, your fats, and your carbohydrates are falling naturally. And then from there, you can make some adjustments. This also might be a time where clean fasting isn't going to be as advantageous for you as it once was. We don't always need to create an opportunity for deep cellular healing or deep opportunities for autophagy to take place. If you have a healed body, you have a healed body. If you're feeling stalled or stuck, this might be a great opportunity to experiment with some things that you took out when you were clean fasting and on that journey of healing your body, and see if you might benefit from that as well. If it doesn't work out for you and the things that you add in are making you feel like you're losing ground, super easy fix, you just take them right back out. Now let's talk about the third pillar and my personal favorite, and that is training smart. For some of you, it might be time to amp some things up. Like I said, walking is a great form of movement, but it might not be enough of an exercise component for some people for them to see the shifts and the gains that they're hoping for. I know that's how it works for me. If you feel like you're in a healthy place, meaning you haven't been told by your doctor that you need to eliminate anything from your lifestyle, if your body is feeling great, meaning you don't have any physical injuries that you're having to manage, and you really enjoy exercising, this might be a great time to add in some things. Simply just raising your heart rate up to a zone 3 or a zone 4 might be all that it's going to take for you to get you to that next physique and or weight loss place. I am a runner, and as soon as I kick back in my running, I see immediate change in my physique. I see immediate changes in my energy levels, and to be totally honest with you, I see immediate changes in my mood. I just absolutely love what running does for me. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to particularly start running, but it might be a good time to add some new things into your training smart routine. Maybe get in some strength training or some HIIT training, or do some variations of how it is you are approaching what it is you're doing in your walking lifestyle. Maybe drive around your neighborhood and see if you can find some hills you can walk up and down. Do a little skipping during your walk, or maybe even just a minute of jogging and a minute of walking, and alternate the two just to see what it takes to get your heart rate up to that next level. The thing that we want to consider when we are changing one of these levers, so if you want to amp up your fitness or your training smart lever, then we need to go back in and reevaluate what we're doing in our feasting and what we are doing in our fasting. We might need to loosen up the reins a little bit on what we're doing in our fasting window and our feasting window to support what it is we're asking of our body when we're making changes with our training. With the intermittent fasting for today's aging woman lifestyle, we want to create a life that we absolutely love living in, so we don't ever feel like we need to leave it to in fact be happy. With the intermittent fasting for today's aging woman lifestyle, we want to create a lifestyle that we absolutely love so that we will stick with it consistently over time. That might mean that you need to change some things up when the seasons in your life change, or you start to feel like you're not reaping the benefits of this lifestyle. Or if you're not reaping the benefits of what you have been doing, it is perfectly okay to change some things up. What we want to make sure that we stay focused on are these three pillars. Are you fasting long enough to get the results that you were hoping for, whatever those results might be? Are you feasting well enough to get the results that you were hoping for? You get to decide what those results are for you. And are you training smart enough so that you can get the results that you want from your fitness efforts? You are the only one that can answer that. So I want to make sure that you are very cautious about some of the things that you see on the internet. There is no reason why you have to stick to a certain exercise regimen just because it is the new fad of the season on the internet. If you are a person who loves to run, girlfriend, run. If you want to train for a marathon, it is going to be really difficult to keep your heart rate in a zone 2, especially if you have a time goal in mind. If you want to build some strength and some muscularity to your body, are you doing those things that's going to make that happen for you? And then be really honest with yourself. With the decisions that you are making, are they geared toward you reaching the result that you say that you want for yourself? Does it feel fluid for you? Does it feel authentic in your life? Are you finding joy in it? Or are you feeling like it's abrasive and you're going against your own grain? Fasting long, feasting well, and training smart should bring us joy. It should make us happy, and it should make us excited for our future self. If you feel like you're missing out on any of those things, I strongly encourage you to go back to the drawing board, figure out what you're doing, where you can make some tweaks, and how you can bring some joy back into this amazing lifestyle that we're creating for ourselves here, so you can in fact reap all the benefits you're hoping for. If you have any questions about fasting protocols or what feasting well means, or you have any questions about what it is you're doing in your training smart aspect of our three pillars, please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. This is what I teach you inside the Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman course. We primarily focus on the fasting long and feasting well. When you move into our graduates level course, the Midlife Mindset Shift, we do focus a little bit more on setting goals for our training and really encompassing all three pillars into our everyday life so we can in fact look and feel our best and live our most authentic life. I will include a link for how to get on my email list and get registered for our next intermittent fasting course. As always, if you have a question for me, please leave it in the comment section. I love getting to know you in our community. This community is for all of us, and I love to make sure that you know that you are seen and heard here as well. Thanks for tuning in to today's video. If you haven't already done so, I would love for you to take a second to just hit that subscribe button. It is totally free to you, but it does amazing things for me and our community here when we have viewers actually subscribing to the YouTube channel. And if you enjoy the content that I am delivering here, if you could also hit that thumbs up button, I would totally appreciate that as well. These videos are designed for you, and you hitting that subscribe button and letting me know through the like button that this is the information that you are finding helpful and useful for you just gives me the feedback that I need to keep delivering them for you.